Well, happy weekend, friends. This is Jeremy checking in with you guys to keep you updated about all the wonderful things happening here at St. Paul's United Methodist Church. I'm standing here in the narthex, here in our newly constructed Kids Corner. As many of you are aware, Melinda Doobie is transitioning into taking the lead of our children's ministry after 2 years of Veronica Lopez filling that spot in really incredible ways. And so one of the ideas that Melinda came to me with was we need to have a spot here in the narthex for several things. A, to just give directions to our families and our children, but B, to also have them sign up for particular things. And so I want all of us to be aware of what this spot serves as and why it's important. First, it just lets everyone know that we are serious about what it means to love and serve and to disciple children. When you come into this space on Sunday morning, you'll see coffee, you'll see service, you'll see our kind of donation spot where people are dropping off their everyday offerings and other seasonal or special projects we have going on. But you don't see a lot about our prioritization of children and families. And so now we have this. And so here, what you will see when you show up is there's some directional signage that helps people understand this is how you get to the nursery. These are the ages that our nursery takes care of. And very important, and this is going to take all of us kind of getting on the same page to help our folks get in the rhythm of doing this. We need our families of children that go to children's church, which is going to be a grade level, kindergarten and up, that go to children's church on most every Sunday, that when they arrive, this is super important, when they arrive, they go ahead and sign in. This meets our policy requirement because we need to have a sign-in log of those children that are going to be under our care, even if it's just for the 30 or so minutes that they're in children's church. And also what it does is it lets our volunteer staff, our children's ministers, those that are ministering to our children, know who to expect, and so that they can keep up with and be responsible for these wonderful children that we are very blessed to serve on Sunday mornings. So all of that is going to be found right here, as well as we've got activity pages, especially on family worship Sundays when our children stay in worship. That's not the only Sunday those are available, but that's a very important Sunday where we've got some activity pages with colors and pens and things that they can keep themselves busy with. And Melinda also has got some other things to help keep our little ones busy when they're in worship with us. And so I'm very grateful for Melinda and all of our children's ministers because we have a whole team of wonderful people that minister to our children. I'm so very grateful for them. So let's all be aware of this space. Let's all help our families learn this new rhythm of signing their children in for children's church when they arrive, before service starts, because that helps us meet our policy procedures and it just helps our children's ministry staff serve them much, much better. Vacation Bible School begins on Monday morning. We had our first round of training last night for many of our adults that are going to be serving. If you were not able to make the meeting Wednesday night, we have another one Sunday morning in the fellowship hall. And so it's at 9:30, so please be there. Veronica will be there to help lead you and get you ready and get you up to date on all the wonderful things that are going to be happening at Vacation Bible School. Good to pick up your VBS shirt that you're going to be asked to wear, and any questions that you have, please bring them on Sunday morning. Our Vacation Bible School campers, that's what we're going to be calling them this year, are going to be invited to bring peanut butter and jelly to be donated to Interfaith Food Pantry. And so what we decided to do, not only to partner with our campers at VBS, but because in some conversations with the leaders at Interfaith, we know that they just had a big influx of food back in April with a big food drive that happens nationwide and especially here in our area. But those resources and those supplies really take a big hit at the beginning of summer. So we're going to do our part to help replenish the food pantry. And so we're asking you for the month of June for your everyday offering to bring non-perishable food items, nothing in a glass jar, shelf-stable foods that can go a long way to help those in need this summer. And so some of you have already started to do that for the month of June and dropped off some things. We're so very grateful. But we're asking you as we finish up the month of June, if you can help us with that as we seek to serve our hungry neighbors here in Marion County. This Sunday, we continue this new worship series, theme, whatever you want to call it. We're calling it Camp St. Paul's, and we're going back and remembering and singing some wonderful hymns and songs that we remember growing up, and then we're revisiting particular stories from our scriptures, but we're looking at them with more adult eyes and the perspective of who we are today and how we re-engage those stories that are so foundational in many of our upbringing if we grew up around the church and we grew up hearing these stories. We started last week with Noah and the flood and the ark and that story that is a very vivid one for many of us. And we're going to move to another story this week that, let me give you a disclaimer, and I'll give you this disclaimer again Sunday if you're here. It is a story that within it really we could spend maybe a year unpacking the depth and the breadth. It's almost like a million faceted diamond. It's got so many different angles and glimpses of glory that can be found in it. And we're just going to look at perhaps a particular perspective of the story that maybe we've never heard. It's the story of Moses. Moses, a foundational character, of course, in our scriptures, especially in the story of Israel. We're specifically going to look at Moses, some people say stumbling upon the burning bush. And it is a very intense story. It's a provocative story. It's a story that really launches Moses into all that God had for Moses, and that sets in course so many beautiful and incredible things that helped Israel and all those that came after Israel understand God's character and God's nature. And so we won't be able to tackle all of that in 15 to 20 minutes in one sermon, but I want us to re-look at that, reinvest in that story as we look at these stories that we all somewhat know, but with modern perspectives and adult eyes. So I hope you'll come out and join us on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. If you've got any question about anything, drop us a comment here in whatever way you're finding this video, and we would love to get back to you. All right? Grace and peace to you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.